This story got our attention. Teach your dog to sit and stay quiet or else police could shoot and kill her. That is, if they consider your pet to be a threat. That's a ruling now from a federal appeals court, which upheld a lower court's decision to toss out a lawsuit from a couple in Michigan. Police shot and killed that couple's 2 dogs during a search for drugs. The officer said the animals were barking and that one of them, quote, moved a few inches. They claimed the dogs were aggressive. Joining me now is defense attorney Nolan Klein. You know, Nolan, when you consider the millions of Americans who have pets in this country, this is really jarring. So first of all, I want to start with what went right and what went wrong about what happened in Michigan and that couple.
Okay, well, I don't think it's quite as jarring as it may seem at first glance. The ruling in this case was really limited to a very specific set of factual circumstances that were present in this case and that are, I wouldn't say unusual, but not terribly common. So the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals basically laid down a rule for when it is reasonable to seize, quote unquote, someone's dog, in this case kill their dog, by the police during a raid of a home. So if it's a drug raid pursuant to a warrant and a reasonable officer, given the totality of the circumstances, would fear for his own life and safety, the court ruled that in those circumstances, killing the dog, seizing the dog in legal terms would be reasonable. And that's really what the Sixth Circuit has said in this case.
All right. How far-reaching is this? I mean, it happened in Michigan, but could it happen elsewhere? And could this decision impact the country in any way?
Well, it could impact the country if the plaintiffs, whose case now is dismissed and gone, appeal to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court takes the case and affirms the Sixth Circuit, then it would be applicable to the entire country. In the meantime, the Sixth Circuit is, of course, only one of the circuit courts of appeal, and this decision would be highly persuasive, and I think probably would be followed in most circumstances by most of the other circuits, because it makes good sense. If an officer has a warrant, there's a situation that could be dangerous. There's, in this case, pit bulls, one of whom an officer testified in an unrebutted way, lunged at him. It's reasonable to take action.
Yeah. I never like to categorize the dog by what they are, but in this sense, the police felt threatened. Nolan Klein, thank you very much. We'll be right back.